Alright, what's up? Now King Boo is back again with another video. And today, I'm going to be doing my something a little bit different to normal. Rather than my normal high level gameplay, we're showing a beginner's grind, a beginner's guide to grinding. So yes, if you are new to the channel, or new to the game, or new to a higher level ways of playing the game, you might have heard the term, or just been in like Zigzag's videos and stuff and heard him talk about grinders, but not really too sure what it is. This is going to be just me going over what a grinder is and all these kind of stuff, all these like basic kind of bits that you might not know. Nothing too complex, too much details. We have some games on in the background. This game from my 2 grinding accounts earlier, which you'll understand what that means later. So I put a few pointers down. I never write anything before a video, but we now have pointers. So what is grinding? So grinding is the action of playing a lot of games in order to achieve a certain badge or a certain rank on the leaderboard. So the rank you would go for is going to be fully dependent on your ability as a grinder. So what this means is that a beginner might just say, I'm going to try and grind for a top 1000 badge. This might be if they're in like the Rainbow Ruins or maybe Ceramic Crucible. And so yeah, that might be the badge, only the badge they're able to. And then you might progress up to a top 100 as soon as you start to play some Moab games. And then when you get really good and have maybe a little bit more time, or factors that contribute to grinding well, which I might discuss later, then you might go for like a top 3 badge, or maybe even a top 1 badge. So yeah, that's what grinding is. Basically just the playing loads and loads of games and able to grind. So how to grind? So to grind, you want to basically have as much time as possible and have get as many wins per hour as you're able to. Those are the 2 main contributing factors to how you're going to grind. So for some people, they have to play a passive strats, and if they have a lot of time, then they'll still be able to get a high number of medallions on the leaderboard and get a high level badge. However, it's going to be a lot harder, and they need to spend a lot more time, as opposed to players like grinders like me, who if you are able to get quite a lot of wins an hour, you can get a lot more wins per hour using the aggressive strats. And this means you don't need to spend as many hours to get as many meds as the opponent. So if you spend the same amount of time playing the game, you are definitely going to win. If you are quite a lot more consistent, your wins per hour is a lot higher. It's quite a hard word twister. Then you're able to spend less hours to win. And if you spend as many hours or more as your opponent and you have a higher win rate, then you can start getting some really high numbers. If you're spending loads and loads of time with a really high win rate, then you can start to look at world records, or start to think about world records and just really high numbers on the leaderboard. And yeah, so the strats you use to grind. Your normal strat you will see grinders use is the Dartling Boomer Farm, as Balloon Head is using in this video just here. It's the one I normally use, but I have a few other strats. And then you'd normally do them with aggressive powers, often an eco power, a sabo power, and a balloon power. I'm using a sabo power. And the non-grinders you often have is people known as stallers, who will use 2 passive powers, for example a track power like lots of glue or lightning bolts, and a track power like that, and a tower power such as the damage boost, and then an eco power such as super eco boost or dual eco boost. And yeah, it's just my Spectre there going on in the background. Very effective, very tough for grinders. Very good strat, would highly recommend trying to learn it. Got all the farm set. He couldn't defend the BFB anyways. Yeah, and then you also have, it's kind of links to the first point, but there's 2 ways of grinding. You've got straight leaderboard, and then you've got prestige. So you'll see there's, you look on the leaderboard, we'll just quickly go to it now. You have, let me just go back in time. You have this leaderboard here. This leaderboard is how many wins, how many meds you gain just from your wins. So let's say Moab Pit, it costs 10,000 to enter it. If you win the game, that counts as plus 20,000. But on Prestige, this counts as just plus 10,000 because you've only gained 10,000 medallions from before the game. However, if you lose the game, you'll then go down 10,000 medallions, whereas your leaderboard will stay the exact same. So the other kind of ways you can grind are for being really consistent, such as Devil, who's top 1. That's not Devil, that's 4 top, who was got on plus 16 million, and he's also going to be number 1 on the leaderboard as well. This is because he's a really good at his aggressive strats, and he's also he's so consistent and quick that he's able to grind both these leaderboards at the same time. However, you get quite a lot of players who are not quite able to do this, and so they are either just grind the leaderboard using really quick strats but not having the greatest win rate, or wanting to play 2 weeks because the prestige leaderboard is 2 weeks, or they will just not be consistent enough, or too slow to grind the normal leaderboard. Anyways, why people grind? So some people like to grind for the flexing on their friends and their opponents in Discord servers and that. Others like it as a status. I personally like the feeling. I'm a distance runner outside of playing balloons, and when I can't run and stuff, I really like the competitive aspect of a long out, consistent, just being long out and consistent, and trying to battle through factors which you get, such as a lack of sleep and trying to stay consistent for a long period of time. And I like the aggressive play style, and it's kind of like the competitive ranked way of looking at how good you are at the aggressive strategies. So that's kind of the main reasons why I grind. Yeah, I think how long this could be, too much detail. So arenas you can grind in. So the first 2 days, so the week starts on a Wednesday. The first 2 days are Moab Pit. You have 3 power-ups out every day. 3 power-ups is one of the... It depends. The arenas depends on what you're good at. So some people prefer to grind in boost only. I'm definitely a 3 power-up grinder. It's a little bit faster on the whole. And then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you got BFB. On one of the fortnights, there's 2 different fortnight rotations, 4 different weeks of arenas. And it only really matters for what's out on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on one of them you have, on one of the fortnights, each week of the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is missing a day of BFB free power-ups, and the other one you have it both weeks. So the week coming up, which I'm grinding on, has it on all days. And then you also have one per week. You have 4 speed BFB modes. These are Speed Bonanza, which is next week, Speed with Fire, which was last week, and then you've got 2 cards ones as well. So you've got Cards Speed with Fire and Cards Speed Mega Boost. And these modes are all really, if you can master them all, you're able to get really, really high grinds off in those individual days. But if you don't, you can still, depending on the day, if you don't know Speed Bonanza, you're going to be in trouble. But if you don't know Speed with Fire cards, just because cards is less popular, you will it shouldn't hurt you too much. But then if you saw the video the other week against 4 top, we used the Speed with Fire cards to great effect on players who don't have all the cards, which you do find some of, sort of like Vortex. So they're the main arenas. You'd also then have boss like today, which is you just need to learn all the boss, but yeah, you want to grind that as well. The highest arenas are boss. The fastest arenas are some of the bosses, the Vortex boss, because they're all speed, and then the speed arenas. And yeah, so that is most of the brief, easy to understand stuff. If any of this didn't make sense, or you want any more details and any specific aspects, please tell me. But then yeah, another thing just to add on to the end is that a lot of people think that grinding is really basic and doesn't take too much skill, and that you can learn it really quickly. And the basics, all the basic stuff you can learn, basic power stuff I will have on my channel, is really quick and easy to learn. However, you can learn still loads more things you can learn to increase your consistency and your overall grinding ability, such as the PFB defense, something you can learn, defending quickshot team tower stone without having to use a defensive power, which a lot of people struggle with. Like some grinders use may take out their eco power for a defensive power, and then there's learning how to go around that as well, how to use higher amount of money to beat an opponent, and a lot of little things, and working on the strategies, going from like a basic form of the strategy to like a really high level form, learning to grind in all the arenas to a high level. And yeah, these are the things that I enjoy. I can accept they are not for everyone, but yeah, maybe give it a go, see if it's your kind of thing. It's also quite possible to do in this game as well, because all the different maps you can use slightly different strategies, which means, and all the maps like look different, so it doesn't usually get too mundane and boring until you're like 70 hours into a 72 hour PFP stream, which might be me on the weekend. But anyways, hope this video made sense, hope this helped out some newer players, and yeah, have a nice day, and see ya.